Good day, ma'ams and sirs. Today's a special day for the old Number 9 with Tommy podcast. We have officially hit the our 1 year mark. What a year it has been. We've covered all sorts of topics from sports, gun control, mental health, and COVID, to movie reviews, personal stories, and so much more. As I reflect on the past year, I am more excited than ever to bring you a podcast where two or more people use their First Amendment right to speak their minds openly and freely on all sorts of topics as a way to relate or be funny, to be sad, or to most of all be humble. We are humble for the platform in which you, number niners, allow us to voice our opinions and point of views on any situation. That being said, it was brought to me by someone who I consider one of the most loyal number niners that something I said on a previous episode was upsetting, and they, I quote, couldn't believe you said that. The comment in question is that I don't believe that sexual abuse victims should be considered survivors. After I said that comment, I said typically that sexual abuse isn't an endangerment of life, so they shouldn't be considered survivors. I still stand behind the comment I made, but to shed some light on the topic, yes, me, Tommy from the Number 9 with Tommy podcast, is indeed someone who was sexually assaulted as a child. I did not survive it. It's something that happened to me. Those close to me are the only ones that ever knew about it, because, well, it's no one's fucking business what has happened to me. I have every right to have my outlook on this topic. I'm not saying that people that have gone through sexual abuse shouldn't feel like a victim or even feel as if they survived it. As the old saying goes, situations are situational, but I will plant my flag and say not all abused are survivors. In conclusion, I want to quote Tom McDonald. I am not playing it safe. I said what I said. It is what it is. I don't care if you're mad at me. Go ahead and change the channel. My views are just that, my views. I feel everyone everywhere needs a reason to be a victim and have an excuse of why they are where they are in life. I'm 31 years old. I've been sexually abused, homeless, broke, have had to borrow money from friends and family to see my kid and even eat. Never once have I used any of that as an excuse to accomplish a great full-time job, my joy in life doing and producing this podcast, and I have no one to thank but me, my wife, and my family. Nothing has happened to me in my life that has affected me in a negative way. It has shaped me into the asshole that does this podcast 2 times a week and loves doing it. If I offended you, I'm sorry that you're offended by words and a point of view. Now to the person I have to thank most of all for this podcast, Patrick motherfucking Gallagher. How's it going? How are you?
So, happy anniversary.
Same to you, man.
We've got a year under our belts. Let's open this up by saying, one, no, I was not the person who sexually assaulted Tom when he was a child.
Okay, you want to tell that story?
Yeah, we will. That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. That's a great idea. The story does not involve me sexually assaulting Tom again. Mason said eating is one thing. Finger banging a bowl and licking your finger clean is a bit much. Mason, here's the thing. If you didn't type it in and I wouldn't have to read it like Will Ferrell on fucking Anchorman, then nobody would have known that I finger licked the bowl. Second, you've never had Erica's cooking. Erica made some buffalo chicken fucking macaroni and cheese, and it was amazing.
It really was amazing.
Additionally, I don't know how many times I can add on. Additionally, we're going to talk about what Tom said last week. We're going to clarify and dispel some of the maybe misconceptions about what Tom meant. And we're going to have some fun. Now, we are going to make jokes. Our joke is not to offend anybody. We certainly will not make jokes about any victim of sexual assault.
Not at all.
But the fact that we make light of the subject doesn't mean that we don't recognize it as a serious subject. We also make light of every other subject we speak about. Here's the thing. We will never draw a line. Everything is able to be made fun of. Once you draw a line and say we can't make fun of that thing, then technically we can't make fun of anything because it's all, anybody could be offended by something. So we're not going to draw a line in the sand. We're going to possibly make some jokes. It is what it is. Erica said, woohoo, I get praise about my cooking from Tom. Yeah, I actually said, Erica, you should call the makers of the Instapot. because we have a fucking advertisement on our hands. Tom complimented Emil. Tom never compliments Erica's
I
cooking.
took one bite and said, Erica, this is really good.
Fucking crazy. A year, man. Do you have a favorite without? Now, we've done no homework, naturally. We've done no research. We've done no playbacks. Do you have a favorite moment that you can remember on the show?
I was thinking about it the other day, actually. It's funny that you brought this up.
Okay.
Remember that episode? It was when we first started going live. So it never made it to a podcast, but it made it on the live. When you did something and it, I don't know, it really bothered me. And I was like, dude, you're such a effing. And I slammed my.
That word will not be repeated on today's show.
No, I cut that out of the episode, but it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's up there.
That was funny. We've had some good times. I've really, like I said, I think we've had a slow start. If you've been with us from the beginning, you obviously see the transition that we've made. We've come a long way, man. Our first episode, I tell everybody this, our first episode we recorded into a headset that I had for gaming. That's how we started the podcast.
I'm a little upset you're not going to return the question to me. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, Pat, what's your favorite? I just naturally assumed that you were going to answer it with yours.
You know, there's a thing where, two people feed each other. And I'm starving over here.
Well, clearly you're not based off.
Well, thank God your wife fed me dinner. For anybody, this show is not only thrown together in our typical fashion. I normally get out of work, run home, and grab a tablet, sometimes finish up the timeline. Normally I have it pretty well finished up, or at least I have everything in separate pieces and I drop it into the timeline. Today, Tommy said he was doing the intro, so I didn't have to worry about that. I stayed late at work, and then I hauled balls, got here. I have no hat on, so you can tell that I'm balding. I had to turn my shirt inside out, so you couldn't tell where we work. Carissa said epitome was one of my faves. Thank you, Carissa, for highlighting that moment.
Is that I read that epitome.
That's awesome. Never again, motherfuckers. Fool me once and twice. Never fool me again. Isn't that what Bush said?
You know that you read that epitome, right?
I read it out loud, epitome.
Oh, okay. As long as we're on the same page.
Yeah, no, we're good. Erica said, I've enjoyed your evolution of the episodes, and we don't have to only hear about Pat's sex stories, although some were funny. Oh, Erica finally admits that my sex stories were entertaining. This is also a breakthrough. So we've got Tom complimenting Erica's cooking. We've got Erica talking about how much she loves hearing about my sex life. What else is coming through tonight on the number 9 with Tommy? This is exciting shit.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
My favorite moments. The popcorn incident lives in infamy in my brain. When we had Tony, because he's so fucking funny, talking about Mark Wahlberg and how bad he wants to fuck him.
Yes.
That killed me.
Don Lindsay.
Don Lindsay's great every fucking time.
Remember when your dad would call us every time that we were sitting down to record?
So that's actually where I was headed. My favorite moment, somehow, this man sneaks in, is when we called that motherfucker and asked him if he would rather fight 100 chicken-sized horses or 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck. And he said, I would kill them all and let God sort it out.
Yeah.
And I just thought, man, that's my fucking blood. That's the one for me. That shit was funny as hell.
Yeah.
And it just was so unprompted, man. It's just him being him. Erica said, I will always yell down when you continuously mispronounce words. I appreciate that, Erica. I do.
It's epitome.
I still look at it and think they should spell that word differently.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of stuff to cover. Like I said, I normally have a timeline drawn up. So today,
let's get
coming
this
at you
out
on
of
a
the way.
little sticky note.
Let's get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Sorry about the episode that came out on Monday.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mason, if you could just type in, fuck you, Tom, that's one, because he's earned it. Tom uploaded the episode backwards. So you guys picked up in the middle of an episode last week. And
so I was texting.
Then we, what, an hour in, got an intro? Where was the intro?
It was late, dude. It was real late.
Amazing.
So I might go back. So here's the problem, right? Because we recorded that at Pat's house. I realized it Monday morning because I always go and check the podcast. And I was like, oh boy, this isn't good. And there's nothing I can do other than take that episode down and restart it. That's it.
Well, and you can't really.
So
can you restart it because it's on my computer?
So that's the problem. Is that without me going to Pat's house and re-uploading it,
Mason said I can't type that in because of editing, but that's one. All that shit he talked about you, Mason. All that shit.
Well, I can tell you this: I didn't expect Mason to come and clean up my mess like he did me. Fuck you, Mason. That's one. Yeah, so I haven't made it to Pat's house to fix it. Maybe Sunday when I'm there, we'll. At this point, if you've probably listened to it already. So it's kind of late. But
if you're listening to this, you probably listened to the last one as well, and they fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's pretty funny though. So anyway, I was texting with a number niner, and he goes, "Dude, what's up with your episode?" Blah blah blah. And then he texted me. And he said some things about you. And then,
about me?
Yeah.
Was this fuckface?
No, it wasn't fuckface.
It was Griff.
It was somebody else.
It was definitely Griff.
It wasn't Griff. I wouldn't throw Griff under a bus like that.
So it wasn't fuckface and it wasn't Griff.
Yeah.
What'd they say about me?
It was the other person that I know that listens to the show. No, they're just, because we argue a lot and they want to know how I do it. How
you put up with me?
Yeah, pretty much.
That motherfucker. You didn't call me and ask me the same fucking question?
But anyway, so he gets through the rest of the episode because it was backwards. And he was like, I feel like I owe him an apology from listening to this now from the beginning. Because it was so backwards. So he heard us arguing later in the show about something that happened earlier. So
that's excellent.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I'm not gonna answer it.
He took it back. What's the matter?
I'm not gonna answer it.
Fuck that motherfucker.
That's not nice.
Do I know them?
Fuck yeah, you know.
Really?
You know everybody I know, Pat.
No, I don't. You have a whole pool group.
Yeah, no.
For the record, that's not a swimming pool. They would obviously put a net in there and grab Tom back out.
The billiards. We play the billiards.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do first, man? You want to elaborate on what the intro was about?
Yeah. Okay, so
I want to say this real quick. Erica, yeah. So I read this to Erica last night, obviously. She goes, "It's very brave of you, Tom." And I go, "What do you mean?" So I just want to say this. Like, I wholeheartedly believe what I said. None of this has affected me. At the end of the day, I don't talk about it. There's no reason to talk about it, right?
Well, so here's the thing. And I get that you feel like it hasn't affected you. This has dramatically affected you. This has dramatically affected you because when somebody talks about sexual abuse, you can put yourself in their shoes. So no matter what else, somebody can actually go to you and talk about sexual abuse where they can't go to the next person because the next person can offer sympathy. You can offer empathy, and that's a big fucking difference.
So here's I was thinking a lot about this, right?
For the record, what he said was not at all empathetic. I get that. I get that it's lost.
Well, no, it's not. Listen, so look, one, it has affected me, but not in a negative way. Right. I've used these as tools to, one, be a good person, regardless of what you think about what I said. At the end of the day, I believe that I'm a good person. I do have empathy for people that are in the situation or something that horrible has happened to them. Of course, I'm empathetic to what has happened to them. What I don't like is people using it as an excuse to be a certain way, or my life's fucked up because this happened to me. We all go through shit. Right, so whether you're successful or you're not is up to you. It's nobody.
Well, there's that angle. There is my dad drank and was an alcoholic, so I'm an alcoholic, which this is the same thing. You're saying somebody did something, so as a result of their behavior, I behave this way. And I'm with you. I get that is one way to look at it. There's also the way to say, a lot of it's difficult to be sympathetic to a lot of the claims, knowing that there's an alarming rate of false claims out there. And that absolutely. Was when we talked about this, and we did talk about this one. That was one of your points that you made was not, it's not that I don't, feel for the people who go through it. It's that I don't fucking buy into the number of people saying that they're going through it.
Well, even if let's say 90% of it was true, right?
Right.
90% of it.
Sure.
Like one of the examples I used to you is if a girl gets her ass slapped, she's technically sexually assaulted.
Or a guy.
Yeah, or a guy. Let's be real. But if that happens to them, they're technically sexually assaulted. Now, is that person like I would never consider that person a survivor.
All right. So I went on Google, and we talked about this as well. I went on Google and I tried to do anything I could to either side with or side against Tommy on this, and not
Really
live
side
on the
against.
show. But what?
I said it was really side against, but
No. It was legitimately. I wanted to be supportive of the things that you were saying because I knew that you were 100% convicted. But I also wanted to say maybe you should have said it this way, or I wanted to say maybe this is what you really meant. And so I looked up a lot of things. One of the things was victim versus survivor. So it does a very poor job distinguishing the two. Basically, if you're looking up, what's the difference between a sexual abuse victim and a sexual abuse survivor, it says nothing. Well, here's the thing. In your scenario, that light good game, or if somebody's crowd surfing and somebody grabs their crotch, that's sexual assault. There's no fucking way around it. And it's not okay to do, it's not right to do, but that person's life probably doesn't change dramatically moving forward. So I think in your head, and I don't disagree with you because I'm going to say in my head too, that person is a victim. That person is not a survivor of sexual assault. They didn't go through the trenches like some sexual assault victims do. So you can be a victim of sexual assault and not a survivor. You could not be a survivor and not a victim.
absolutely.
And in your head, and again, I agree with your clearly distinguishing the two terms. In your head, there's a difference between the two, and that's what you were saying. You were saying, not everybody who's sexually assaulted is a survivor. You weren't saying it doesn't make you a survivor to be sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it.
No, again, I think my level of survivor is probably different than most. But
Sure.
again, that's my opinion.
Right. No, I get that. And yeah, you're saying, if this is a repeated thing or an aggressive thing, then yeah, you're probably a survivor. If you're contemplating suicide, which again, I did a ton of research, the rates, I want to say it was like 73% of women who have been raped, not sexually assaulted, but raped, like 73% of them contemplate suicide after the fact.
So like, let's think about this, right? Because, and this just occurred to me, right?
Okay.
We all know that, like, back in the day, we'll say, like, fucking 1900s up to probably the 80s, right?
Yeah, I would say definitely within our lifespan, yes. I already know where you're going.
Sexual abuse was heavy, right?
Mason said, Tom, what are your opinions on Destiny's Child's hit song Survivor?
I haven't heard that song in a long
I'm
time.
a survivor, I'm not gonna give up.
Yeah, whatever. They're clowns.
Whoa, Kelly Rowland is fine.
I'm not judging her on her looks. I'm saying they're clowns. But anyway, so I think a lot of it has to do with the world that we live in today, right? And this is kind of my point, dude, is that everybody is so sensitive and wants a reason to be mentally fucked up, right? And I'm not, like, mental illness is real, right? I'm not and these things can trigger mental illness.
Right,
I'm not disagreeing with that.
There's a Tom McDonald line about this guy. We always land on Tom McDonald
because, dude, I was listening to him hard on my way here.
But no, he talks about he refuses to propel himself in rap music by making songs about the drugs that he depended on to actually survive life, because he was on all kinds of antipsychotics and antidepressants. And he's saying, I'm not going to rap about fucking Xanax and how cool it is, because I know how cool it's not to actually need to take the Xanax. You guys are taking it for fucking fun.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're saying. You're saying there is a culture of victims who were, thank God, given the platform to grow and survive those things. In the 70s, 80s, 90s, we saw that growth. We saw women come forward. We saw women gain independence. We saw women gain power.
Yeah. And then just like anything else, dude,
there are other people who jump on the fucking bandwagon.
Yeah, and make it something, that it's not. And that's the problem in our culture, right? Is that we've almost made it a fucking joke to be sexually assaulted. anything that happens to you, a guy looks at you the wrong way and, ooh, he sexually assaulted me. Well, come on, man, get a grip. Like, I understand that a guy or a woman, right? Like this isn't, it goes both ways, right? And obviously, we're going to use women because that's the more popular or the more common situation.
Sure. Well, and you know what? It is for now.
Yeah.
Let's say that, because
Wait
just like
until we talk
everything, that
about this
pendulum's going to swing.
Well, don't worry. We're right up there with this fucking goddamn Muppet show.
But no, we're seeing stepsons and stepdaughters in schools. You know, my stepfather or my stepmother took away my PlayStation or took away my Xbox or didn't let me go on a fucking camping trip. So now I'm the survivor of sexual assault because I want this person out of my life. We're seeing that in droves. Talk to a police officer. The police officer will tell you. We see these cases all the time. They go nowhere because they're from nothing other than an angry person who knows that the effect of voicing a victimization is powerful. It's swift. It is it's like a fucking wrecking ball. They go in, you know, DCF goes in, the cops go in, everybody's life is turned upside down, and then they go, well, that kid lost the Xbox. Our bad.
Yeah.
And they move on.
Hopefully.
And those things go without punishment. Because in the culture that we live in, we'll call it for political gain, right? We have, it's not all political. Here's the thing, man. It's both sides, because there are a legitimate group of people who said, you know, we need to immediately side with someone claiming that they're a victim. Immediately. And if it's a child, so much so. Because why would a child make that up? It doesn't matter why they would make it up. What we need to do is we need to take their side, because God forbid we don't take the side of an actual victim. But then you have other people piggy piling on because of politically that totally makes sense. And politically they go, well, I'm not going to be the one who calls the child a liar, or I'm not going to be the one who calls the woman a liar. So here we are in this culture where we literally are cultivating false claims. We're encouraging people to claim these things.
Erica is about to bomb us with about 9 million fucking.
Oh, Erica said, so there are multiple definitions. Oh my God, for survivor. Someone who survives, especially a person remaining alive after an event in which others have died. Mason said, but then again, if you are charging fake victims, would real victims be afraid to come forward in fear of losing the case and being charged? Erica said, 2, a person who copes well with the difficulties in their life. So, Erica, I looked at all these definitions last night. I'm wholly on board with the definitions here. Mason, I think I just referenced that point that we can't charge fake victims because the backswing of that is that real victims won't come forward because they're going to be afraid that they look like fake victims and get punished for something that fucking happened to them instead of something that they did.
Yeah. It's really fucked up at the end of the day. So anyway, man, I didn't mean to upset anybody. Obviously it was a strong take. But that's honestly how I feel. And I think, like, we were talking about the Simone Biles thing, right? That's really what it came down to, in that she went through this horrific thing. But again, I don't want to get back into this whole thing with her. She got bronze, by the way, in her personal event.
Do you want to talk about the vaccine?
No.
Oh, okay.
I found out that if you win a gold medal, you win $37,000.
That is nothing, but okay.
I'd appreciate $37,000.
On a side note, Simone Biles' aunt died during the Olympics.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, it was, I guess, part of it. Did you see the female wrestler who won?
Yes. Awesome.
Kudos.
Yeah, awesome job.
Kudos like a motherfucker.
See, I love that shit. See, that's the type of shit that I want to see. When I'm talking about these things. But anyway, when it goes back to her, listen, I'm not for a second would I mean to disparage what happened to her, right? That wasn't my point of view. My point of view is that this girl's getting enough attention to hop on the bandwagon of, oh, she survived this horrible person at this college. Yeah, I agree. But then, like, to keep, I don't know. Like, it's so complex to me. Like, why you have to be out in the forefront talking, like, and
well,
listen, that's just
I think
my personal
your frustration is you don't define yourself as someone who was sexually assaulted as a child. It did happen. You recognize that it happened. You've accepted that it's happened. Whether you, I don't know, went to therapy, didn't go to therapy, you have gained closure. You have moved forward. And I think you're looking at her and feeling like maybe she has not. She has not closed that chapter of her life. And the media, especially,
to use it as a
they're using
way
it as
to propel.
Correct. Yeah, they're building her as a sex assault survivor instead of the nastiest fucking floor routine gymnast in the history of the world, which is a much better, much more accurate depiction of who she is. She's not just a sex assault survivor. She's a fucking legend, man.
You would even call her a
hero. Straight up.
You would.
Straight up.
So anyway, I want to close that up. I don't think I got to finish what I was saying about Erica, but I don't want this to be like, oh, Tom's so brave for saying that on the show. Like Pat pretty much summed it up pretty well. It's something that happened to me. I have had closure from it. The motherfucker lives in the same town that I still live in. I've seen him around. It happens. I don't let it fuck up my day. I don't let it ruin my day. He's a horrible person, and that's that. There's nothing we could do about it. The motherfucker went to jail. Luckily, I have good parents that beat it out of me. That song was going.
Interesting choice of words there, but go ahead. See, this is what I'm saying. There's no way to do this without me making a joke, bro.
You're fucked up, bro.
All right. Erica said, you also have to think about what people were thinking when you said you didn't think sexual assault victims were survivors, which is true. The people listening, if they, in fact, are sexual abuse survivors, probably went, why the fuck is Tom attacking me? And I get that. She then said, I think lots of people automatically think that you are talking about women. I meant that it was brave, as in you sharing personal experience with everyone. I think you knew what you meant by brave.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, it's none of your motherfucker's business, but at the same time, we're all family.
No, I was legitimately concerned because I read your intro and I thought, man, how, like, I still think he's missing the mark. And then we talked about it and I no longer felt that way once we verbalized, but reading it, I was like, it's the equivalent of, let's see, you pick a minority group.
Blacks.
Pick a different minority. Oh God, okay. It's it's the equivalent of a black person. You chose black. It's the equivalent of a black person going in and, let's just say there's a black community that's impoverished. And that black person going in and saying, you guys act like this is so bad. And you guys, you say that you're suffering so bad, but it's really not that fucking bad. Look at me. I'm doing fine. And that's in my head how it sounded when I was reading your thing. And I was like, oh, it doesn't look any better that you're one of them, because you're coming out and saying, listen, I was the victim of sexual assault. I can say this. I'm like, oh, this is not how you want to do this.
No, but
when we talked about it, I was like, okay, that's not what he meant at all.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. No, but so like I was thinking about this on my way home, right? Because I gotta tell you, it really bothered me when this person came to me and told me this.
Real nice, that person.
It really bothered me. It's been really bothering me. That's why I text Ben and said I'm gonna write the fucking intro, because we're gonna talk about this. Because that's not my MO, right? Like, I don't want to offend people or anything, and I'm not better than anybody, right? Sometimes the shit I say may make you think that I think that, but I'm not better than anybody. I'm not special.
Well, no, actually, to that point, I think we've recognized on this show that your vocab game is not the strongest. So sometimes when you articulate what you're trying to say, it doesn't come across the way that you intended it to.
No, exactly.
This is a prime example.
I can barely read. But I was thinking about this, right? You know how you always say that, like, we all start at different points in life? Like, that's your big thing with people.
People can start in a hole, and then they got to dig themselves out.
And so like, I thought about it a lot on my way home, that yes, we all have different starting points, but the finish line is all the same. And maybe you can agree with this. The finish line should be, we should do better than our parents did.
That's it. Take it. You have to move up a step from where your parents were in life. That's
So-
your fucking goal in life.
Yes. Okay. So, yes.
The size of the step, truly inconsequential. My parents lived in poverty. I'm in the lower middle class. That is a success story to me.
Yes.
My parents were wealthy. I employ several wealthy people. That is a success story to me.
Yes. So, and I look at it the same way, right? If you live your life by not living by the excuses and the burdens that have happened to you over your life, and listen, it affects everybody differently. So I implore you, go get the help that you need to not be a victim.
That's really the thing. Well, I think you'll always be the victim, right? But
well, the quote unquote victim, but don't use it as an excuse to not live your fucking life. You only get one fucking life.
Yeah. Don't live in the moment that robbed you of who you are. Don't become that person in that moment. Move forward and become a better person because of it. And I realize how shitty that is of me to say.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the one saying that I was sexually abused.
But listen, I'm not special. I don't have a fucking cheat code at what I did with my life.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I've had help, man. My wife has helped me propel to where I am today. Pat has helped me propel to where I am
immensely.
Today. I don't know about Pat as much as, well, Pat's probably at the lower tier, but
Erica said it doesn't have to be economically better than your parents. It could be, don't be an alcoholic, be a better person. So Erica, God, we're always on the same fucking page. Yeah. I was actually going to say, my parents were really nice people, but I run a charity. That's still taking a step up. You saw and felt the warmth of your parents and how it affected people. So all you did was take that and you're affecting more people. That's still a fucking success. Even if you die in poverty, maybe that wasn't your fucking goal.
Yeah.
If finance is your goal, you got to move up financially. If your goal is to make a bigger impact, then pick the thing that you're trying to make a bigger impact in and fucking go for it.
Yeah. So I guess that's where we're going to end it. Let's get on with the rest of the show.
Well, hold on. We have 2 more points to this because you wanted to tell the story, and we can tell that.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do that, the story that Tom's about to tell you is going to show what a just completely inconsiderate, completely unsympathetic piece of shit I am, which is true. But before we get that, I will prove what an unsympathetic piece of shit I am because Tom wrote this intro that goes into detail. He's saying, I'm a sexual assault victim and I know what that's like. And he's laying all of...
God, Mason said I'm half as good as my father, but 3 times better than my mother. So does that balance out? Absolutely.
I'm trying to do the math. Hold on. Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
You're in agreement.
So I read this and I really think Tommy dumped his heart into the intro. He was very emotional in the intro. And I texted him and my response to the intro, because I know what he put into it and I know what it takes to write those fucking intros. It's not easy to just continue to find things to say and then find a way to say them. So my response to him was, the intro didn't rhyme. And then I texted a sad face. So that's the amount of sympathy that Tom gets from me.
It was actually a mad face.
A mad face. Okay.
It wasn't a sad face. Yeah. It was a mad face.
So when we tell this story that's coming up, I'd like to point out that Tom knows me pretty well. This is how he got to know me.
Yeah, because this was before I knew Pat.
He worked for me, but he didn't really know me.
So I'm sure you guys have heard of the show. I worked for Pat when I was in high school. I worked for him for a total of like 6 months. Right? I started working for him, I think, in January or February. I was gone by August. So maybe 7 months.
During that 10 years?
Yeah. And it will always be 10 years to Pat. So we're working, right? It was like a fucking Wednesday. Slow as shit. Guy comes in to get his emissions done. And I'm looking, and he looked awfully familiar. And then it fucking dawns on me who it is. Now, I haven't seen this guy since I was fucking like 10 years old. Okay? So I'm a little shook, right? I'm 17 years old, don't really know what to do. Got all sorts of fucking emotions going on. So Pat's in the bathroom, cleaning the bathroom inside the manager's office.
And who better to turn to in your time of need than your boss?
Than my 21-year-old boss that's a child. So I walk in and I go, hey, Pat, I can't be out on the floor right now. And he goes, what? Somebody out there touch you? And I go, well, actually, Pat, kind of.
What are the odds?
And so I got to tell him this deep, dark. At this point, I have told pretty much nobody in my life, except for family members and maybe some very, very close friends. So he's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, go get cash. I went to the bank. You had me leave to go to the bank. And you're hoping that you'd be done by the time I got back.
Yeah, like I get that you're going through some shit, but there's still work to be done. So take this work. At least you can do something. You're not completely useless to me right now.
So I leave, and I come back, and he's still there. Now, I'll never forget this. I had a golf club in the back of my truck, and I was going to come in and beat the guy to death.
I like it.
I chose not to do that, but he was still there. And so I just stayed out in the bay at this point. He's in the showroom.
You would think that your manager would have stopped cleaning the fucking bathroom and made sure that this guy got done quickly so he could get the fuck out of there.
You tried to.
Oh, okay.
You were cashing him out. You don't remember? Well, you don't remember yesterday.
I don't remember shit.
So he watched me as I walked back and forth from the bay, like between the two bays, from the back. And he was starting to ask you about oil change and shit and talking about getting his oil changed. And you're like, nah, you got to go. So he did kind of stand up.
What a good boss.
Yeah, what a good boss.
Well, hold on. Because that's actually not even the lack of sympathy that I was referring to. What I do remember from this conversation is Tommy had a wicked bad stutter as a kid. A fucking bad stutter. And I ripped through Tommy every fucking day. He'd be like, hey, boss, what bay am I on? And I'd be like, Jesus fucking Christ, today, Junior, today. So he's like, hey, yeah, that's where my stutter came from. It started then, and I was like, oh, real nice, Tom. You make me feel like a fucking asshole for making fun of you. So that's the sympathy that Tom got from me, was that I blamed him for making me feel bad about him being sexually assaulted.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Again, I'm over it, man. It was a long time ago. If anything, it's just molded me into a better person.
Erica said, ooh, I forgot. One of my favorite parts was when I laid down some rhymes in response to one of Pat's roasts of me. Oh, man, that was fucking great.
It really was.
Those were really the early days.
I wish we can go back and get that and fucking pop it in this. Maybe I'll do some workouts of this.
Maybe. Tommy and I have been kicking around the idea of a live show. If we have a live show.
I meant to actually send this out an email. And then I got home Sunday and did fucking absolutely nothing. So that didn't happen. But we might as well ask you now, right?
Well, hold on. If we do a live show,
you think we should have a Erica and Pat wrap off?
Maybe Eric and I will battle.
I like it.
Or maybe we'll roast somebody.
Mason?
And then oh my God, the roast of Mason Ford.
So easy.
We could have
a whole
dais of people, and then that person would have the opportunity to respond.
I roast Mason all day at work, so doing it outside is not going to be a problem.
It's true.
You said doo-doo.
Classic.
All right, let's get into mail time, Pat.
Okay. I didn't do the timeline, so I don't know if there's any fucking mail.
I thought this was
Phobic Squirrel said, I thought this was a right-wing stream. That's...
I don't know what he means by that.
Phobic, I'm curious how long you've been on at this point. You just lurking in the distance? Because the restriction of speech is unreal in this chat. Unfortunately, we do not control that. He said, I couldn't say the cuss word, but I think he means ass. Phobic, if we had the opportunity to change the settings from use asterisks for foul language or, don't let anybody use foul language or allow foul language, we would set it fully to the level that we would then rename Merca. That's what we would set it to. We'd set it to Merca. Live chat to Merca.
Merca.
Phobic, let me ask you, how are you enjoying the South with the use of the term cuss word? Because, homeboy, that's a me word, not a you word. I like it. Up here, you guys use swear words. I like what's happening to you down there. This is a beautiful evolution.
He's from ways off, though.
No shit. When I moved up here, the girl's name was Nancy. I'll never forget it. It was one of my first weeks in school. And she came up, and we're 13, right? So using profanity is pretty cool. It's cutting edge. It's dope.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, do you swear? And I'm like, like, how convicted am I? And she's like, what? I'm like, well, are we like, am I swearing? Like, is it true? And she's like, what? I'm like, am I swearing on a Bible? And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, do I swear about what? And she's like fuck and shit. I'm like, oh, do I cuss? And she's like, what? And I'm like, do I cuss? And she's like, huh? Dude, I will never forget that conversation because I had no fucking clue what a swear word was, and she had never heard of cussing.
Oh, that's awesome. I wish I was in the show. That was a pretty good
My
one.
bad, bro. Oh, you threw out a round of applause for me? Nice.
Better than this one.
What's that one? Can you program that thing to show up so we know what sound effect? I can't hear the sound effects.
If you had headphones on, you would.
It's fucking bullshit. Can you put that to a Bluetooth speaker so it makes the noise into our microphones instead?
No, but I can pump sound into that from my phone.
How does that help us?
Doesn't.
I want to hear when you make a sound effect.
Put it on instead of headphones.
How many times you push crickets when I'm talking?
All the time.
I believe that. Motherfucker.
Do you listen to the show?
From now on, we're going to play a points game. If you're the first person to name the sound effect on the live stream during the show so that I know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes, you get a point. Whoever gets the most points at the end of the show wins.
Wins what?
No, nothing. They win. They win the game.
How about, well, Pat and I got something else coming up.
There's a lot coming up.
So exciting.
Tons of opportunities to
I
win
feel like
actual
I'm Nick Merckx.
things.
I feel like I'm Nick Merckx.
I wish you would stop comparing yourself to other people.
What?
Because you're Tom fucking Washington.
I know, man.
At the intro, you're referred to only as Tommy fucking Washington, not Nick fucking Merckx, not Pat fucking McAfee. Fuck Nick and Pat.
Oh, easy, buddy.
Except this Pat. This Pat's cool. That Pat, though, okay. But fuck that.
He's what?
Gross. I want to take that one back. I do. I'd like to point out that I use that term as a term of like dork, not as a term of like homosexual.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about your sexuality.
What if I was a Muppet?
Let's talk about it.
We'll talk about it as a male. All right, so we got 2 pieces of mail this week.
Or female.
What did you say?
Oh, if the guy can say amen and a women, then every time you say male, I'm going to say or female. That's right. U.S. postage is a microaggression. Fuck you. Erica said Carvel. Tom,
Oh my
you
God.
should tell that story.
I will tell
The Carvel story. Do I know that?
No, it just happened the other day.
Oh.
I think we told you, maybe. All right, so we got 2 pieces of mail. This one comes in from the one and only Dip. I don't know if there was a title on this one. Gotta be honest with you. I didn't look. Let's see real quick. Question for Tommy. Okay.
Nice.
Question for Tommy. Really enjoying the podcast, except the beginning of Twisties. Did Tommy allow the foreskin out of his pube train to edit the show? Mason should have been the one editing. He's better at playing with knobs.
Solid. Excellent start, Dip Dizzy Whistle.
I enjoy the passion you two are putting into the show. You guys are really living with your foreskin on your sleeves.
You could call it the passion of the foreskin.
These fucking people want the foreskin. On to my question. Tommy, if Simon was
That's Simone.
Simone. Is that how he's supposed to
For the record, it is Simon, but he means Simone. He's talking about Simone Biles.
If Simone was a transgender with a foreskin, being an American hero, should she get vaccinated? Should the foreskin get vaccinated separate from the host? Seeing that it could be considered its own person with its own gender? What about Pat McAfee's foreskin? Long live the foreskin.
Do you want to entertain any of those questions with an answer?
No.
Okay.
Well, I have a question for Dip. How fucking old are you?
I think he's like
He's-
foreskin.
He's fucking close to 50 years old. What the fuck? Are you 6 years old, dude? Like, can you get over the foreskin fucking game?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's unfucking believable, dude. I'm so tired of these fucking foreskin emails. And now that I said it, he's just gonna keep sending them. But it's so like I'm gonna stop reading them on the show.
Absolutely not. That'll never happen.
I'm going to stop reading them on the show.
Why? Listen, Dip Dizzy Whistle is a hardcore number niner.
He is. He is, and I appreciate that, Dip. I do.
Dip,
But at the end of the day,
we're going to have to get together soon. Tommy and I have a great deal of merchandise on the way.
that won't fit your fat ass.
It will fit you because it will fit us. And I'm pretty sure you and I have switched underwear plenty of times. It was dark and I was with Joanne, your wife, but I accidentally put your boxers on. But no, when I say this is cool shit, this is cool shit. I'm super excited. We'll have to get together. I'm going to need your gigantic hands to drop some gigantic dollars on merchandise. Massive hands.
I thought I changed the link in the chat, by the way, to match the new link for the merch. But it is on the website. If you guys want to check it out, number9podcast.com. Go hit merch store, and there's all kind. I'm waiting for this one to get approved, dude. The one. You know what I'm talking about?
The hoodie?
Well, you can put it on, yes, but you can put it on anything.
No, but you showed me a hoodie.
Once it gets approved, I will show it on the live stream because it is fucking funny. It's way better than the I Shit in the Ocean shirts.
Hey, do you have any interest in going to
Dinosaur things? No.
No, Poughkeepsie?
For what?
A wrestling show? A really good wrestling show?
On Saturday?
Yeah.
I already got invited to this.
What
The
was your
MMA
answer?
fight?
No, different thing. Who invited you to an MMA fight?
Dave.
That's dope. You should go. Is it at the casino?
No, it's somewhere's up in Mass.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So Connecticut doesn't really sanction big MMA fights like professional
I don't
ones.
think it's a big MMA fight. I think it's like an amateur MMA fight. There it is right there. There's a new link.
Go.
Spreadshirt.com/shop/user/number9 with Tommy podcast.
Hold on. It's spreadshirt.com.
Yep.
That's like the most borderline pornographic website I've ever heard of. I'm in.
That's great. We have all kinds of stuff on there.
I want a
guys.
Spreadshirt shirt
It's more
that
than
says
just shirts,
Spreadshirt.
man. It's fucking
Mugs, stickers, bumper
hats,
stickers,
hats, beanies, fucking baby bibs, baby onesies.
Why did I say stickers and then bumper stickers and then you said hats and then beanies? Why? What are we doing? We got to rehearse this shit.
Like baseball caps.
You know
beanies.
what? We'll write an ad read because we know how much you guys love ad reads. We'll write an ad read for our merchandise. It's coming.
Sounds good. Maybe we'll see out the gaming one since none of us game anymore.
You can get beanies. You can get hats. You can get things to protect your head. You can get things to keep your head warm. You can get shit that falls off your head when you're getting into the car.
You can get a trucker hat.
You can get them things that cowboys
cap.
have up on top of their hats. Damn it, heads.
All right, let's get to the next email.
Let's do it.
This one came in from the one and only Griff. I'm pretty sure his title was
Oh my
what
god,
makes
this
a
is
hero?
fucking beautiful.
What makes a hero to me? Question mark. Salami, ham, capicola with a few slices of provolone. Toast that baby up, slap some mayo, and call it a day. Griff.
Hero Sandwich. Where is Hero Sandwich? I know it's Pennsylvania.
No, I think it's like New Jersey.
New Jersey and Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Okay. Phobic Squirrel, if you're still on, you're eating subs. I know that. And if you're up here with us, you're eating grinders.
No, but Mass calls them subs still.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, like that fucking asshole in the other room, he calls them subs.
Well, they're subs. They're submarine sandwiches. That's why they're called that.
No.
It's shaped like a submarine, bro. Don't put it into water, though. That's gross.
It's shaped like a loaf of bread.
It's shaped like a loaf of bread. It is a loaf of bread, you asshole.
What's your point? Why does that make me an asshole? So when I'm eating a fucking piece of bread out of the bag, I don't say I'm gonna eat a sub. It's shaped like a fucking submarine.
Why not?
I'm gonna eat some subs.
You're going to eat a sub roll.
You're an idiot. They're grinders.
Erica said they're grinders.
Just like my favorite app.
Well, somebody had to make the joke.
All right, so that's it for mailbag.
Oh, Mason said, also, Dip, that bearded gamer has a merch store if you want his face on your body, which I think we can all agree. We all do.
Nobody wants that.
Mason's fucking beautiful.
Is that bitter gamer really a gamer? He's gamed like 3 times in the last 6 months.
I see him all over my Facebook, bro. He's active.
Yeah, he's active saying, oh, technical difficulties, I can't stream. Anyway, gotta go. I'm gonna tell this fucking Carvel story.
Because it's hilarious. Mason said he is back and still bearded. I can't see what Mason's picture is, but it looks like Mason with a hat. And I'm going to guess he's facing and possibly kissing the baby. Like Erica's picture's easy. It's just Erica's face straight on.
He's back and still bearded. Wish he was. All right, ready? All right, so Saturday night, we went to that benefit dinner. Did I tell you about? What are you looking at?
Tom, God, I didn't want to interrupt your story. I don't know what you're doing different when you're recording. I know that you're putting things in backwards now, but the fucking timer is recording. It's timing only the segment that we're on. So I don't have an overall timer. I used to know where we're at in the podcast.
You're so fucking stupid, Pat.
I'm just saying.
Pat, the reason it's like this is because I need to make 2 audio files to upload it in 2 segments so we can get 2 ad reads from one and only Anchor, anchor.fm. If you're thinking about doing a podcast, go to anchor.fm and download it today on your iPad or wherever you download apps. And you can get started today. It's free. It's easy. It has all the tools that you need to upload a podcast. It's great.
And they pay you. They pay you real money, USD.
For the stuff that you create. It's great. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So we want 2 ad reads for them in our show. So I have to make two separate audio files. So what I did here is after mail time, I started a new thing.
So you can't just drop the ad read in twice. You have to make 2 different files.
On the upload, I put in the ad reads. That's how we fuck up and put them backwards.
We don't fuck up and put them backwards.
That's how we fucked up.
It's a fucking editorial we for everybody listening.
Anyway, so listen to
So why don't you just put one at the beginning, one at the end? Oh, no, that still wouldn't work.
They won't let you play one at the end. It has to be in the middle.
Okay.
One in the beginning, one in the middle. So anyway, listen. So we're getting ready to go to this benefit that we went to, the benefit dinner.
Yeah.
And I said to Erica when we were leaving, I was like, maybe we should go to CRVEL. CRVEL.
CARVEL.
Yeah, you got it. And I spell it right. I did spell it right. You had.
And boy, did you hit it like BINGL.
CARVEL. So I spell that real quick, right?
Yeah.
Because the kid's there. And I don't want him to get all excited because he's a fucking idiot.
He's fucking 13. He knows how to spell 12L.
Well, you would think, right?
Okay. Poor kid. You set me up, you fucking bastard.
So I go,
Colin, what the fuck?
He goes, oh, we're going to go to the carnival? He goes, that shit used to work when I was like 6. I know how to spell. And I immediately... And I'm like, still fucking works today, buddy.
That's fucking great.
That's fucking awesome. Idiot. So fucking stupid. All right.
Yeah, hold on. I told you that I had to teach my niece some magic tricks.
Dude, I didn't want to tell you this, but I've been getting lost in the Facebook world.
Yeah. And
they have a lot of AGT on there.
Yeah, the 7-year-old or the 8-year-old?
All of them, dude.
They're fascinating. It's absolutely unbelievable.
But I'm saying they have tons of magicians on there.
Oh, I thought that you were talking about the magicians specifically.
No, the whole right. I'm really getting into magic, dude.
When the podcast is off, I'll show you some YouTubers that I follow, and they're fucking. It's all so like there's magic tricks. I'm working on 16 right now. There's 16 magic tricks that can be done with just objects from everywhere you're at, and they're fucking crazy. And you can just fucking wow people all day for no reason. I'm super excited about it.
You're so weird.
If I wasn't a big enough dork for pro wrestling and being fat and balding, here we go. I'm about to take this dorkitude up a notch.
Speaking of balding, did you see the big bald guy today?
Mom?
Came in to work. Came and saw you.
The fuck did you just say?
He came and saw you.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
You didn't have a special visitor today? Somebody old?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got super fucking fired up. I ran to the door. I was calling his name. Yeah. I gave him a hug. He didn't hug me back. It was awkward as fuck. I'm not going to lie. We did the shake, right? And then I went in for like the one-handed shake, one-armed hug. But, you know, he's old and he's not real flexible. So he kind of just let me hug him. And it was a real uphill battle. It was downhill from that point forward. I kind of just went back to my station and worked. I kind of just ignored him. Like there was a little bit of small chat, from a distance.
I called our boss today. I was like, I got you something. It's on its way there. You're going to be there in an hour? And he was like, yeah, what'd you get me? So then his surprise showed up. And then he texted me back and said, I thought it was going to be a stripper or a sports car. Thanks. This was let down.
Well, I got the surprise back with an awkward hug.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of awkward hugs, Tom, have you been watching the news?
Oh, we're going to talk about Cuomo?
We're going to talk about Cuomo.
Dude, first off, so yes, I did see it. And then I saw part of his press conference afterwards. This fucking guy did himself no favors.
He's like,
did you know
I barely fucking kissed her.
Did you know that he showed a slideshow of him hugging and kissing?
I saw the slideshow.
What the? Dude, this guy's dumb as a motherfucker.
Well, listen. Here's the thing, right? So
if you guys didn't have enough evidence, here's some more.
Yeah. If you guys were looking for publicly available evidence that will be shown at my trial, listen. The dude has whatever, fucking 8 or 9 accusers that we have the faces of. He's got another half dozen that are fucking anonymous to this point. There are people doing interviews. There are all these things going on. The media's in an uproar. Biden wants him fucking dethroned. Everybody wants him dethroned. Everybody wants this guy impeached.
Nobody fucking said anything about this until which I guess is the right thing to do, right? They let them finish their investigation, and once they came out with the findings of their investigation, now everybody wants to crucify the guy.
Yeah. So this is my point, because it was on all day, and I gave it time.
2 days.
I let it fester, and this is my point. These people have all forgotten what a hero Cuomo was before all these allegations came out. This is the man who led tons and tons of infected, diseased people in with a bunch of elderly folk and killed them. He's a fucking murderer.
Yeah.
And all they're worried about is whether good touch or bad touch took place. It doesn't fucking matter. Because at the end of the day, he killed more people than he sexually assaulted.
So, listen, while I 100% agree with you, Pat, in that situation, he's going to be able to use the defense that nobody really knew. I did what I thought was best at the time.
Sure.
And he's off the hook, unfortunately.
There are some things that I can agree with. When you use that excuse, I agree with some of it. You cannot say, I didn't know that I would take infected, diseased people and put them with people with weak immune systems and there would be adverse side effects. It's beyond common sense. That's not like, oh, well, no, it makes sense that those people died. You have to have a little bit of foresight, and you have to turn to the person next to you in that position in unprecedented times. You have to turn to the person next to you and say out loud, this is what I'm thinking. And when they hear it out loud, they have to give you a verbal response, because there's no way he went to a second person on the planet who was like, this is what I'm thinking we do with these fucking infected disease people. And the second person was like, that's great. Actually, what if it brings the elderly back to a youthful state? They knew that there was going to be a downside.
I'm super confused about what's going on in this chat.
Well, Mason said my least favorite magician, Tom Warburton. I'm pretty sure he pissed off a man who has been dead since 1986, and that's magic. Erica said that's
the dumbest fucking thing. That makes good sense.
He just thought they spelled carnival and put the slideshow together instead of Carvel.
I don't know if she's talking about Colin.
She's talking about Colin getting it wrong.
I think she might be talking about Cuomo. Because we were talking about the slideshow of the girls.
Mason, I don't know who Tom Warburton is, and that joke is lost on me. I assume it was a joke. I can't really tell. I feel like Tom also did not appreciate
Isn't everything
that joke.
that Mason says a joke?
That's not very nice, Tom.
Nope, it wasn't. Anyway.
Tom, did you look up any of the articles I asked you to look up?
Sure did. I was busy talking to Mason. I was helping Mason with his computer.
Can you get me on the internet?
Yeah, it's right
or the Instagram?
The Instagram?
Yeah, the number 9 Instagram.
No.
Tom, I need specifics, so I need to be able to scroll.
You need to be able to scroll.
Yeah.
Man, this is See, this is what happens when you don't come prepared for a show.
Asshole. I got here as quickly as I possibly could.
You could have left work on time instead of.
I could not have left work on time. I was
instead of-
fucking working.
You weren't working. You were gossiping.
I was working.
I'll bet my fucking paycheck you were gossiping.
I was working.
You were gossiping.
No.
You want to accept a bet? Paycheck for paycheck?
Oh, absolutely, because I'm just going to tell you that I was working. You
well,
weren't there, motherfucker.
I know who was there, and I'll ask him.
Ask him.
I will.
He's going to be on my side.
I don't think so.
It's a meeting of the minds.
Oh, the new runner. Oh, it's the new runner of the.
The new runner?
He must be the guy in charge of the Muppets.
Who must be the guy in charge of the Muppets?
The Tom Warburner.
Oh, Tom Warburton. I get it. Okay. Okay.
It would have been more funny if we knew who that was. Mason.
Yeah. You lose a lot when you got to explain it.
Here,
Tom,
Mason,
can you
hold on,
put me
Mason.
on the
I got
fucking
something.
Instagram, please.
Mason, I got something for you.
I assume I know the password. Play the game, guys. I need to know what sound just got made.
Yeah, just keep trying to do that. Yep. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about this Muppet show?
4 digits, eh?
You're never gonna get it.
Guys, Tom's password is not 6969.
No shit. So you're gonna lock yourself out of my iPad. I don't have Instagram on there, bro.
What year were you born?
1989.
Oof, iPad is currently disabled.
You douchebag.
Could have just let me on, Tom.
You could have just not done that. All right, look. Hold on one second. Why don't we just talk about this Muppet show?
Tom, you fucking asshole. That's one of the articles I asked you to look up.
I have it right here.
I know. You said you didn't look any of the articles up.
We talked about that one on the show or on the phone, and I pulled it up.
That's what I'm talking about. On the phone, I asked you to look up articles. I said, did you look any of the articles up that I asked you to look up? You said no. And then I turned my head, and there's a fucking article that I asked you to pull up.
I don't see the problem.
Oh, my God. This is why I call you my girlfriend, Tom. Oh, my God. One of the sickest burns ever on the Number 9 with Tommy podcast. I said Tom's fucking password was 4 digits, and Mason's response was 4 digits. Try his waist size.
Hey, skinny jeans. Listen, you fucking egg with legs. Calm down over there. But you think that shit's funny, Mason?
What an asshole.
I'm done with this kid. Fucking done with this kid. Walking around looking like an egg with legs with his fucking skinny jeans on. Guess what, Mason? You're not fucking skinny.
You should call him Mace McMuffin.
Mace McMuffin. All right, you ready? Mace McMuffin. Should name the show that.
Yeah, since we weren't recording any of it, that's perfect.
The show, no. You want to restage it?
No.
Mace McMuffin.
I just want to point out that there have been several doozies for the live feed. You guys should really watch these podcasts every once in a while.
It's too bad only like 4 people watch.
Well, see, here's the thing. The people who don't watch are really missing out because we have had some fucking crazy shenanigans going on off the recording today.
So, Pat, did you watch the Muppets as a kid?
No, I had 4 older brothers. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a kid.
Cool. I never really watched the Muppets either, but when I was in
I know that one.
Kermit?
I know Kermit the Frog.
I think everybody knows Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
I know Miss Piggy.
How about Gonzo? You know Gonzo?
I don't. If you showed me a picture of Gonzo, I wouldn't be able to recognize Gonzo. I do know that Gonzo had a big nose because people call people with big noses Gonzo, or they say they have a Gonzo nose. I couldn't tell you what color or like what animal he is.
So, do you want to read this? Let's see if we can do this. Here you go, Pat. Now you can read this.
So can you scroll up to the title, please? Muppet Babies reintroduces male character as transgender princess. That's captivating. So it goes on to say the children's
First off, I want to start this off by saying I've been waiting and waiting for when they were going to do this. Like, this is what we need in our stories, is a transgender Muppet.
I don't really have the words.
The words for what?
At first, I thought you were going to approach this from one side, and then it turned out you were just being a sarcastic asshole.
Who?
And I don't even know if I'm happier or more upset about it.
I'm being 100% serious. This is what we need. This is how we're going to unite as one, is to have transition Muppets. Did you watch the clip?
I did not. I read the story. I read the the
we're going to
dialogue
play
and
the
everything.
clip because it really changed my life, Pat.
The children's television show Muppet Babies reintroduced the beloved character Gonzo as a transgender princess. In one episode, Miss Piggy and Summer Penguin, I also don't know who Summer Penguin is, said that they met an amazing princess at a royal ball. Miss Piggy refers to the princess using they pronouns. Per the Cinderella storyline, Miss Piggy showcased a glass slipper that was left at the royal ball. Tom's horrible at scrolling. Gonzo, who has historically been a male character, how do we know that Gonzo has historically been male? Is his penis part of his costume?
It's on his face.
He's got a dick face?
He's got the big nose.
Okay.
Gonzo, how the fuck did you whiff that fucking joke? You're the one that said, I know that Gonzo has a big nose because people say you have a Gonzo nose.
I don't know. I don't know.
Fucking, what, are you tired or something?
Not really. Gonzo, who has historically been a male character, proceeded to take the slipper and transform into a princess. He dubbed himself Gonorrhea. I'm sorry, Gonzarella. Gonzo told the other Muppets that he was afraid to tell them because they expected him to look a certain way. Candace Owens tweeted, "I can't believe I'm tweeting this, but they are pushing the trans agenda on children via Muppet Babies. This is sick and perverted. Everyone should be disturbed by predatory cartoons meant to usher children into gender dysphoria. Bring back manly Muppets, anyone."
So I'm gonna try and play this.
Hold on, before you play this. You know what? Go ahead and play it. I'll make my statement after. Gonorrhea, classic.
Hopefully the audio picks up. Nope. Fuck. Hold on.
Why don't you just put that fucking microphone next to the speaker?
Because that's not it's gonna take 2 seconds. Right.
This is what happens live on the number 9 with Tommy.
Tommy fucking takes
This
time
is
out
what
of his schedule to
happens
help me.
live. I hate Tommy. Mason said, "You know Sam the Eagle?" Question mark.
Stop talking.
Is that a fucking character?
Stop talking.
Hold on. The Muppets is a cartoon?
Yeah.
Was it always?
Yeah.
I thought they were puppets.
They're Muppets.
I thought they had people's hands in their asses.
Yeah.
You're being serious. The Muppets weren't like fucking puppets? Is it just because it rhymes? Muppet and puppet? Is that where I got that from?
Did you stop talking? Great. What the fuck?
Erica said she watched The Muppet Show every day, every Sunday at 7.
They left behind was this.
Perfect. All right, we got it. Ready?
The royal ball.
Yes, Sam the Eagle does look like.
And Sam the Eagle looks like a guy that comes into the store all the time.
You.
Who the fuck is Sam the Eagle?
Mason, I just informed Pat who Sam the Eagle looks like.
I'd like to
No.
point out that Mason said the Muppets are in fact puppets, and this is just a Muppets cartoon, which Carissa then solidified by saying Muppets were puppets forever ago. Yes, Pat. So I'm not fucking crazy, Tom.
Yeah, like in the 60s. Before they had crayons to draw.
I don't think the Muppets were around in the 60s.
Why aren't we fucking talking about this on the show? Listen,
You told me not to talk.
Let's play the video. Ready?
The royal ball. We met the most amazing princess. But they ran away, and all they left behind was this.
Everyone, there's something I need to tell you. The princess who came to your ball tonight was me. I'm Gonzarella.
But Gonzo, why didn't Vu tell us?
Because you all expected me to look a certain way. I don't want you to be upset with me, but I'm...
The royal ball. We met the most amazing princess.
That's just gonna keep looping. Yeah. So that's what we're showing our kids. The Muppets movie came out like 3 years ago with puppets? Get the fuck out of here. That's not true. I don't believe that for a second. Pat, are you gonna talk or what are you doing over there? You're setting off alarms, you're texting people, what the fuck?
No, so here's what happened. I had silenced my phone. And then I had gotten 1,000. Oh my creepy fuck. Erica sent me a picture of Sam the Eagle from the Muppets. That thing's terrifying.
What does that look like?
This is a fucking friendly character.
What does that look like?
That's accurate. You know who he looks like is oh come on. He looks like the old man from Family Guy. Where's the paper boy? That's what he looks like.
Anyway. So yeah, so this is what we've come to. We're Pat, how do you feel about this?
There was more to it. I read more about the other shows that are being a little more inclusive. The one that really got me, because listen, like, I don't understand why the Muppets has never been about genitalia, as far as I know.
Yeah. So why?
Like, I don't understand.
Well, like Miss Piggy is a girl.
No,
Kermit's
it's accepted
a guy.
that Miss Piggy is a girl. I don't think that Miss Piggy is out there being like, oh my God, I have my period, and that makes me a woman. You know what I mean? I don't think that fucking Kermit is out there like, oh, I have all these thoughts, running through my head, and every morning when I wake up, my green ween is hard. Like, that's not what the Muppets are there for. The Muppets are teaching you the fucking alphabet.
Well, no, in the Muppets, but like Kermit and Miss Piggy have like a thing for each other.
Kermit and yeah, I know. That's why Kermit's fingers smell like bacon. I've heard all the jokes.
I don't know anything about it, but I know the jokes.
Yeah. No, the one that really got me was that Blue's Clues has introduced new characters that are like LGBTQ friendly. Here's the thing. The entire premise of Blue's Clues was it's this guy, Steve, who has this like wonderful world
Who
where
does lots of cocaine.
Yes, he's got way too much energy. No, but he has this wonderful world in his, what I always just consider is his fucking fantastic imagination. And he celebrates mealtime and he hangs out with the dog and they solve clues or solve riddles and shit. So we introduce new characters just so that we could talk about subjects that are pop culture. This is no different than what we were talking about before, where, if there are legitimate claims, the LGBTQ community has legitimate claims. They felt like a minority group. They felt like they were being ostracized, and that's valid. So then we start giving them rights. We start treating them better, right? But now you have those fake ass motherfuckers who jump on the bandwagon and they're going, well, no, watch our woke ass show because we even put, these ideas into our show, but not because you felt like it was the right thing to do. If you felt like it was the right thing to do, you would have done it fucking 10 years ago. You would have done it fucking 15 years ago. And this shit was on when I was fucking babysitting in high school, right? Yeah. This is not because you're good people. This is because good people recognized that you weren't doing it. So you were like, fuck, they know. And then you just started acting like good people. Fuck you. Fuck the Muppets. Fuck Blue's Clues. Fuck Steve. Fuck that stupid blue dog. Fuck them all.
His name's Blue.
Makes sense.
My problem with it is that is this really something that we need to be showing our kids? Don't you like this show is recommended for like 3 to 7 years? So don't you think that's a little bit young for them to be talking about?
Okay, hold on. First off, Erica said Steve's not there anymore. Someone new. That's why they're getting away with this bullshit, because Steve would have stood up for something that was fucking right. God damn it. He would have put something down in his fucking handy dandy notebook and he would show them all. He was, you know what it would have said? It would have said, fuck you. Mason said, Kermit leaves tadpoles all over the pork chops, and I fucking love it. Well played, sir.
Yeah, man, I just don't think, like, I gotta tell you, man, I wouldn't let if my kid was watching these shows, I wouldn't let him watch them. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're getting a lot of questions from your kids about why this person, this Muppets shoe changes who he is.
Can we agree? Yeah, I know, right?
That's not part of, like, they're following the Cinderella storyline. The Cinderella storyline, I don't think the slipper itself is magical, is it? I guess it...
Mason says that also Blue's Clues doesn't have any LGBTQ characters. They did one episode for Pride Month.
You know, what?
But even that, like, why? Little babies don't even know about Pride Month.
Why does Mason know that fact? Mason, how much Blue's Clues do you watch?
Like, he has a toddler or a
Fuck,
baby.
that's right. You have a baby now. Damn it. You got lucky. That's one averted, Mason.
You slip one by me, kid. It won't happen again. You better save the flavor. It's not going to happen again. You know what that's from?
No.
Tommy Boy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mason said a lot.
I catch him watching
he
at
said
work
Blue's
all the
Clues
time.
doesn't have any
I just said that.
LGBTQ characters. No, I know, but Willow's favorite show is Blue's Clues. Did she care at the whopping 1-year-old that she is that they had a whole episode about LGBTQ? Do you feel like that's relevant? Like, is this because there are people jumping on the bandwagon? Yes, but is it a worthy cause because they're bringing things to light that children wouldn't learn about otherwise? And maybe that's the purpose that they're stating anyways. We all know what they're really doing because they weren't doing that shit fucking 15 years ago.
Erica says, but you also have to realize that there are way more LGBTQ parents, and the culture of society is to accept the non-gender identities. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Listen, if you want to be non-binary, non-lethal, non-weapon, I don't know. If you want to be all these things, that's fine. I don't think that at least before the age of like 13, your parents should allow you to say, I want to be a boy when you're a girl, and I want to be a girl when you're a boy. I understand all those things. That's like, I have no problem with it. I don't know. It's just so weird to me, the whole thing.
I don't know. Maybe we're behind the times. Maybe they should be covering these things.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah, on your cartoons, I feel like those lessons are above the learning level of the people watching it. At the same time, maybe that's the point. Maybe they're trying to get them exposed early. Mason said, or not to mention the friend of the kid with gay parents.
But the way
they might understand
you
a
missed
little
the top
more.
one. You missed one.
Oh, by the way, I see it. Cartoons have for years done specials for holidays, including St. Patrick's Day and Columbus Day. So why not do an episode to help kids that maybe have 2 fathers or 2 mothers, or not to mention the friend of the kid with gay parents, now that they might understand a little more. Okay, so to that point, from what I was reading, because I'm just going ham yesterday, like I'm fucking Stephen King sitting at a Red Sox game, reading everything I can. There is a nonverbal autistic Muppet, and a guy was talking about how his daughter was maybe dancing around a pool or something like that, and she just kind of walked over and introduced herself to a kid, and the other dad was like, you have to be careful with how you act around my child. And the daughter at like 6 years old was like, I know. And she knew that the kid was nonverbal autistic because she had seen it on the Muppets, and she like fully comprehended what was going on and that kid was special needs and treated him differently and like didn't dance like up against his ass. Erica said, I think early exposure in that it's not bad or weird for people to be different. I don't disagree that it's not. I mean, I guess I feel it's the responsibility of the parent, not of the, like, it's a fucking.
Not only that, dude, like, we're not talking about being gay or lesbian or whatever. We're talking about changing your natural born gender. Like, that's what we're talking about. It's not, it's like a 6-year-old shouldn't know about changing genders, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Well, for the same reason that we spoke about.
Because I'll tell you this, up until Colin was probably 9 years old, maybe, he was very feminine because he spent most of his time with his mother.
I think that a lot of young boys are feminine for their developmental years.
Yeah. So how many of them are turning around saying, I want to be a woman? And their parents are just letting them walk around being a woman. Like, that's not okay with me. Like, let him get to an age that it's actually, like, if he's doing it at 15, okay. Not in my house, but okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not, listen, we're all different. We're all different. I'm all about it, man. They should have black puppets, yellow puppets, fucking brown puppets, whatever puppets. They should have gay puppets, lesbian puppets. I'm down to watch that stuff. I just don't think that we need to be talking about a Muppet that's trans. I just don't see that point.
Well, I feel like this conversation is 20 years, or I guess it would be different 20 years from now. But I could see non-conventional puppets like gay. I get it. But we're also 20 years from when I probably would have said, why are they forcing gay down everybody's throat? And now today we're saying, why are they forcing transgender?
Yeah, I understand that.
So maybe
point.
we're just behind the times on this one. Holy shit. Our chat is, I don't think...
we're on Mason. Maybe it's less about
pushing the subject, more along the lines of, you might see someone like this out in public and that's okay. Erica said, but imagine all the years of turmoil that the kid has to go through until he's 15. Mason said, you ever seen a kid point out a black person like a mini racist? It's super embarrassing for everyone involved. Don fucking Rope said, did Tommy just say he wants to watch Muppet porn?
I said I'm down to watch it.
Did you really?
Well, I said gay porn, lesbian porn. I'm down to watch it.
Okay. You said Muppet porn?
No, I didn't say. I said gay Muppets, lesbian Muppets. I'm down to watch.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
what up, Dip Dizzy Whistle?
Mason, I agree with you, but first off, I will never agree with a trans person. And specifically, very specifically, a male transitioning to female that is walking around with a beard that is just fucking lazy, and you shouldn't be out in public like that if you want to be a female. Okay, that's not what they're doing on the fucking Muppets. What they're saying is, and if they're doing a good enough job, you're not going to know if they're male or female, right?
Even at that point, what's the downside, right?
What's the downside?
So hold on. If you're a male transitioning to female, right, and you say I identify as a woman, but you have the beard and you have, I don't know, the penis, whatever. What's the downside of being a feminine man?
There's no downside.
But so that can't be a thing, though. I feel like that is no longer a thing. Now, if you're a feminine man, you should be a woman.
That's the way the world sees it, yeah.
And if you're a masculine female, you should be a man. Why? What happened to those people? What happened to the feminine men and the masculine women?
They're going to ostracize.
Yeah, I say bring them back. I don't understand how we lost that whole fucking culture.
I'm not sure. So it's, oh man, you ever see a kid playing a black person and many races and super emergency for everyone involved? No, I have not ever seen that, Mason.
I told.
If your kid hasn't seen a black person, that's on you.
I told, I think, a story of one of my nieces had a book in. She went to daycare at the YMCA, and there was a book in there that nobody knew was in there as far as my family goes, and the staff apparently didn't pay attention. But my brother was walking his daughter out of daycare, and she saw a black person, a female black adult, and she pointed at her and she went, "Dirty face." And my brother looked at the kiddo, and the black woman looked at my brother, and he was like, huh? And she was like, dirty face. He was like, stop saying dirty face. And she was like, but she's a dirty face. So he finally gets out of her. And of course, this woman has walked away very, very unhappy. So he gets out of her. There's a fucking book in the daycare. And on the left page, it's a clean face and it's a white baby. And on the right side, there's a page. He's in the bathtub. And on the right side, there's a black baby in the bathtub and in the mud. And it says dirty face. So it's clean face, dirty face. Coincidentally, the black one has the dirty face. So she walks out of fucking daycare, sees a black person, dirty face. And my brother went into the daycare the next day and was like, I need to see your fucking books right now. And found the
They
book.
should throw that fucking book
Yeah, he was
away.
like, look at this shit. Do you know what this fucking did to me yesterday? So they threw the book out. But, oh, man, one of my favorite fucking stories of all these nieces and nephews that I have.
I want to go back to Erica's comment that said, but imagine all the years of turmoil that kid has to go through until he's 15. Yeah, Erica, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say to that. Does it really matter? Does it really matter up until that age if they're a boy or a girl? There's no difference. If it's a girl, they're going to get their fucking period. Guess what? If it's a guy that wants to be a girl, he's never going to get his period. So it doesn't fucking matter.
Not only that, man, but if these kids are being raised properly, I played with Barbies with the girl across the street, Stephanie Capaccio, when we were at her house. And when she came to my house, we played with G.I. Joes.
There's a girl whose panties rolled all over your face?
Same girl.
Okay.
My
Nice.
point is that it didn't matter that she was a girl or that I was a boy. We played with each other all the same. She had different toys than I did.
Well,
But-
naturally. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we need to start letting kids be kids and stop letting them worry about their fucking genders.
I agree.
Like, yeah.
For the record,
It's
if
just
this
like
kid's
the
not
old,
in fucking high school, don't give him homework. I'm on that shit. That's bullshit.
it's just like the, like, kids don't notice race. You know what I mean? They
Race is a
start,
social concept.
that's right. They don't notice different races out in public. Like, they really don't. They love it. They don't know the difference. They just know that they look a little bit different. That means nothing to them.
Right. The concept being they're a different skin color. That's it.
Yeah.
They recognize that the skin color is different.
But
That means nothing. It bears no weight.
yes, exactly. That's my point. So whether that's a boy or it doesn't fucking matter. Let's get back to this. Mrs. said Gonzo also never said that he was trans. Maybe he is a cross-dresser. Mason loves cross-dressers. There's a comedian that does a joke about his child pointing at an old black man and saying monkey because of the old monkey in the Lion King.
Rafiki. Just old monkey. He wasn't just an old monkey. He's fucking Rafiki, bro. Yes, the past can hurt.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's just weird, I guess. I feel like your mic's muted, Pat. I'm not sure why.
I can tell you this. I don't control the mics.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
It's not.
yeah, I'm not, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about this. I understand everybody's point of view.
We got 2 more things to do. Let's roll.
We do?
Yep.
What we got?
Well, if you would let me on the motherfucking internet, I could pull up the article.
This show is getting kind of long, Pat. We're at like an hour and a half.
I'm going to save this and I'm going to put it on the timeline myself.
Oh,
Do you... Oh, you know what? I'll say both.
Erica says, it doesn't matter that their mental health is an issue when you're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're figuring out who you are. And if you want to be something that your family tells you, you can't be. That's where lots of suicides happen. Erica, I'm going to throw this out there. I have no statistics to back this up whatsoever. But I guarantee you this, that if you look pre-2010, child suicide rates below the age of 15 are probably lower now, or lower then than they are now. And the reason they're so high right now is because we're telling our kids that all this is the social norm, or it's this way or that way. These things weren't problems until recently.
Hold on. And I'm being serious because This whole time I've been thinking, do I take a babyface turn and just say, I understand and I'm on board? The whole time. And here's where I'm at. I want to see a Muppets episode about a brother being killed in war and them having to go to the funeral of the dead veteran. I want to see a Muppets episode about the mom dying in a drunk driving accident. I want to see one about abortion. I want to see one about their friend dying on a motorcycle. Because if we're going to teach kids everything there is to know in life when they're 6 years old, we should do it on the fucking Muppets. Otherwise, we should let these children be children until they're old enough to understand these fucking concepts. Because I get it. Early exposure is important. But they're exposed to a lot early. I don't think the Muppets is the right fucking forum for transgender.
I don't think any cartoon, for that matter, is.
There you go. If anything that's fucking animated probably isn't the right fucking forum for this. It's too heavy of a topic.
You know who should be having these conversations with their kids? The fucking parents.
I was trying to say that before. I feel like things like this, because it's out. It's in the open. It's not like nobody believes in it. It's real. It's happening. I think that is something that parents can teach their children. No different than, did you ever play the motorcycle game in the car when you were kids?
No.
So you're in the car. You played Punch Buggy, right? Okay. So very similar to Punch Buggy, except nobody gets punched. You teach your kids every time they see a motorcycle, say motorcycle. That's the whole game. And it's fun because the kids are looking for motorcycles the whole time. But when the kid turns 18 and they're behind the wheel, they're looking for fucking motorcycles the whole time.
Makes sense.
This is something that parents do to keep motorcycle riders safe. I do think that is the parents' responsibility. I don't think that the Muppets could do an episode on people who ride motorcycles and instill that type of responsibility in a child. The same goes for transgenderism. The same goes for fucking war. I don't think that's the right forum.
He said, I don't know, man. I've seen Bugs Bunny in a dress a few times.
I'm pretty sure you've seen Bugs Bunny in a dress either impersonating a woman in a way that would now be considered offensive, or straight up making fun of women in a way that would now be considered offensive.
Probably.
Man.
Pretty sure he wore a dress in a Space Jam.
Mason, listen, this is what we're going to do. Me, you, the fat man. We take the 3-seater down in the basement. And we're going to watch old school. I'm talking 1980s Looney Tunes cartoons for half hour live and just roast the fuck out of it.
Well, it's probably amazing.
I'm sure it is, but we can talk about how offensive it is.
Why? I love it.
We can talk about how offensive it's perceived now. I feel like you're missing my point.
So we're going to roast the woke people today.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I'm done.
Mason?
A half hour? I could do hours of that.
Maybe we'll do something else in the other half hours. Mason, are you on board with this Looney Tunes idea that I have just geniusly created? Well, Mystery Science 3000 this bitch.
Well, we're waiting for Mason's answer.
What in tarnation?
I don't know if we can do that. Do it live. Why? We don't have to show the cartoons live.
We can, though. We can record it from the back of our heads. In the last decade, the suicide rate has increased almost 60% of kids between 10 and 24. They don't have enough data to say why.
60%. But that's what I'm saying. You just proved my point. Is that we're telling kids that they have something to be said. This is, from the start of the show, my exact problem. Everybody's a fucking victim. Teach your kids to be strong-minded, not to be fucking discouraged because I want to be a boy, but I'm really a girl, or
not only that, but teach them the moral fiber, the values that they're going to need to succeed, and teach them how to react when things do go wrong. So punish your kids when they break the rules and teach them that nothing goes perfectly. And when things go poorly, there's an outlet, there's a way to vent, there's always somebody to talk to, and mom and dad, and teach these children how to accept the things that they haven't seen before, that they're invariably going to see. They're going to see death. They're going to see pain. And when they see those things, have them be prepared for it. On top of that, have them be prepared for different opinions, different points of view, different types of people, different colored people, different cultured people, people who talk different, people who have accents, people who smell different. I farted in the podcast room. Tommy is unhappy right now.
You're a fucking
I
asshole.
was making such a good point, though.
You were.
You piece of shit.
Erica says there is a possibility it's because of social media, but there's not. That's not the case in all countries with social media.
To that point, teach them that the internet is not the end-all be-all of fucking life and get them off the goddamn computer for 5 minutes. It could be because we had a recession in 2007, which led to people moving and leaving friends, losing things, etc.
That was more than 10 years ago, Erica.
14. 14?
Yeah, that's fucking that's not the cause. It sounds like you're just making a bunch of fucking excuses.
Well,
for
I think she's reading an article of some sort and she's formulating an opinion
well,
based
then
on it.
send the fucking article to the number 9 podcast at gmail.com. We'll cover it on the next show. Because now I'm interested to see. Listen, nobody has to agree with me. I'm just an asshole at this podcast.
And we're putting this on like transgenderism or social media. In the Sum 41 song, I believe
I put it on bad parenting. At the end of the day, this all comes down to fucking bad parenting.
Listen, in the Sum 41 song, My Direction, which is from the 90s, he says the teenage suicide rate in Canada has risen over 600% in the last 20 years. So we've seen a consistent rise in teen suicide. She said the data was from 07 to 018, so that, 2018. So that's why she went back to that point. So again, so she's saying it's risen from even the No Effect, not No Effect, Sum 41 song. Teen suicide is on the rise, and I'm not sure that something socially is going to be discovered as the cause for that. Don't get me wrong. Do I think it contributes? Absolutely. I think that transgenderism contributes. I think that things like that, where, you know, people become impoverished and they're broken up from their friends, or broken families are created because of the stress levels in the home. That definitely adds to it. But there's obviously something bigger going on that's causing a consistent rise, like it's happening.
Bad parenting.
That's not the problem. I will say that.
God,
Erica said sent. I can't wait. I'm going to break that article down. I'm going to read the shit out of it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can read the shit out of it all you want.
I'm not going to read the article.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about how I'm going to read the article. Then I'm going to,
Just like you talked about how you're going to watch the Sweden documentary.
Dude, I watched the whole thing. I was going to do a movie review on it today.
You're full of shit.
I am. I watched Fear Street, and you will get my movie review on Sunday.
My mother actually sent me a movie, a documentary to watch about social media today.
What's it called?
Social media. So I don't know. It's on my phone. Let's see.
It's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I know this, the documentary you're talking about.
Have you seen it?
No.
What the fuck? I got a whole bunch of text over here. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Number 9ers, we love you. Thank you for the year. It's been wonderful.
Make sure
Happy anniversary to all of you.
Make sure you
every time Tom talks, I'm going to talk over him.
Make sure you go to the website.
We got merchandise, new merchandise, lovely.
I just want to end the show, Pat.
Stickers, hats, hoodies, t-shirts.
Pat, if you give me
bumper stickers, skull caps, beanies.
If you give me a minute, I can just tell
winter
them
hats.
to go get all this stuff. If you go to the website,
Tommy's going to tell you where you can get it all.
I got an idea.
Are you going to mute my mic?
If you guys go to number9podcast.com, number9podcast.com or number9withtommypodcast.com, click on the merch store. It'll bring you right to where all our stuff is. I have the most epic. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
We only have one mic that works.
So go over
So
there.
I have to be close to you.
No, you don't.
If I'm over, almost fell on top of you. If I'm over by me, then I don't have a way to communicate.
I'll give you your mic back when you're good.
I'm being an angel.
No, you're not. Get the fuck off me, dude. All right.
It's worse because you're in a rolly chair.
We're out of here.
I say, good day. But I say it into Tom's mic.
Live stream. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Maybe.